podcast.
First try.
First try. Yeah, first try. Nobody has to know about.
First try.
Okay, I want it to be public knowledge though. What just happened?
What's that?
So,
Oh, you just want it on the record so we can't blame you.
you damn fucking right. I need this redemption. So
Man, dude, nobody even knows what you need redemption from yet, motherfucker.
yeah, I'm gonna explain. So earlier tonight, you probably hearing in my voice, I sound miserable because I got sick today. And I thought I was gonna be fine, and it was gradually getting worse and worse and worse. So to the end of the night, a few hours ago, I texted these guys, "Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it tonight." And Patrick guilted the shit out of me.
Oh, of
Made me
course.
feel horrible. So I was like, "All right,
However,
fuck it, I'll do
I
it."
didn't guilt. Hold on. Wait. I didn't guilt you to be like, oh, we need to record. I guilted you. What did I say? We told everybody that we're not going to fuck around anymore and we're going to release episodes on this day and literally the next show.
That's true. That's
So just
true.
understand that this episode is a labor of love from us to you five. So please take
Yeah,
it to
you
heart.
better
Feel
love this
warm
shit,
fuzzies out in
Anyway.
these cold days.
right? So
It is cold
that
out.
happened.
Got my
right
fucking
at
jacket
about
today.
9:30 ish, and I said, "Fine, I'll do it. I'll come back." We did make that promise. I owe that to you guys for listening. So I stuck it through. We get here, we set up, and as soon as we hit go,
Mm-hmm.
what happens?
Blue screen of death on Patrick's computer.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Honestly, little mini background. I built this rig several years ago at this point, and as it aged, I continued playing games and using new things on it. So I always had to push it harder and harder and harder. Go AMD for
Push it
handling
to
the
the
fucking voltage. Like seriously, this little FX chip handled overvolt and overclock for 3 straight years. So good job, AMD. However, for whatever reason, it's deciding to die on me very slowly. My video camera makes me look like I'm Fuzzy Matrix. My fucking 3 of my USB ports today, 3 stopped working. They are actually working now. I don't know.
Despite the puff of smoke?
Yes. Well, I didn't check the 3 in the back. I did get a small puff of smoke today, folks. I know my wife listens.
Probably fine.
Honey, I'm pretty sure it's fine, but I think I need a new computer.
So put that down in the budget. We'll make it
Please.
tax deductible. It's a business expense.
Oh,
Hell
that's a
yeah.
good idea.
You're welcome.
That is a great idea.
However, I'd like to point out that not really my fault. I blame Bryce. I don't even know how.
Whoa.
I don't even know how I blame Bryce, but I do.
What
I am
logic
literally
was there
the only
behind that?
one who did not have any way of putting a roadblock in front of this episode.
Which is why it's your fault, right, Jordan?
Yeah, actually.
You see, Jordan gets his redemption, and then you need another
I like-
scapegoat.
Your response
You're
was,
bo-
yeah, actually.
you're both dead to me.
That's amazing.
Welcome to the Butter Podcast. My podcast mates couldn't make it. They both suddenly died in mysterious car crashes. Something about brakes being cut. I don't fucking know. Welcome.
But really though, welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm really excited to
Hopefully I don't
talk to you guys this
halfway
week.
through.
If he does, we're just gonna,
Yeah, we're gonna power through.
not only power through, but make fun of you relentlessly.
Oh, probably.
So I want to, since you guys are throwing shade at me, I want to kind of deflect it to the side by talking about charity.
What better way?
How can it be my fault when I'm talking about charity? It's specifically raising money for cancer.
Okay.
Not for cancer as in pro cancer, but for cancer as in fuck cancer.
I knew you were rich. How much did you donate?
I donated $100. But
That's actually respectable, sir.
yeah, I mean, it's essentially the specific charity I want to talk about is an event that is near and dear to my heart, not only because, fuck cancer, but also because it's a speedrunning event.
Yeah.
And, being a member of the speedrunning community, it's one of those things that it's a source of pride. It's one of those situations where when you're a speedrunner, when you tell people who aren't part of that community that you speedrun games, they're like, oh, so you're like extra no life. right? You're playing games so hard, you got to beat them
I've heard
fast,
that,
and you just
yeah.
keep playing them over and over. Oh, honey, okay.
Oh, good. It'll be okay. Don't worry.
So what
Extra virgin
all I have
olive
to do, all I have to do is say AGDQ, bruh. And that stands for Awesome Games Done Quick. And it's a charity event held every year. It's one of 2 charity events that they do. There's Awesome Games Done Quick, and then there's Summer Games Done Quick. And essentially, as of right now today, it doesn't end until 4 a.m. But as of right now today, they've raised $1.8 million with the most recent event.
Damn.
They're on
freaking money, man.
and that's not there's still some big donations that are going to come from their sponsors, like the Yeti. They sell t-shirts and shit.
Mhm.
And it's a 7-day marathon, so it's like every single hour of every single day is filled up with a run of some sort. And then they have like a couch of commentators behind them that explain the run and make jokes and just make the run more fun.
Mhm.
And you know, it's a really cool event. There's prizes to win for donating certain amounts. You get put in raffles, and then you know you could win a prize. And they read out donations aloud throughout the event. So like
That's
if
fucking.
'Cause they
that's
pop up
fucking
on the
cool.
screen right when they come in, right?
no, there's an actual filter person where all they do is go through the donations and find good ones to talk about. Because you know, any kind of internet event online, you're gonna have the people who just write "fuck" for $5.
Yeah,
You know, stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And but they you know, they'll have stories of survivors. They'll have stories of families of survivors donating in memory of, and then they have just random troll meme stuff that are related to the game or the run or the community, and it's really fun.
Mhm.
And it's just this
So
big
now,
event.
was it specific games or like all kinds of
Well,
games? And
it's
is it like
all
a
kinds of
bunch of
games.
people or?
Oh, they rent out a hotel, and it's like a convention hotel, and they have a convention room full of chairs and everyone
Bunch
just
of sweaty fucking nerds. All right.
I mean, there's some pretty. There was a Dark Souls 3 runner who was a pretty attractive young lady, I must say.
Actually, you
Really?
know
Dark
what?
Souls 3?
Yeah,
That's
she
crazy.
she speed run Dark Souls 3. She did
That's
pretty good.
impressive.
Um,
Impressive.
sped run.
Speed run?
Yeah, bruh. Come at me.
Speed ran?
Speed
Yeah,
run.
she
Speed
ran
run it.
she ran Dark Souls 3 any percent no tier. And no tier is basically there's an item in the game, it's a ring that makes you super OP if you're low health. And basically you can just smash bosses. So this is an even harder run than the normal run. And it was really cool.
And she was hot.
Yeah, she was a hot girl. But there's just like there's a
Hot
lot
girl gamers that are like professional gamers. I find that very intriguing for some reason. Like
It's
because the
'cause you're-
stereotype.
Yeah, it's because you have that in you to where you're looking at it and you're like, I don't believe it. Even though she's playing, they're like, who has the controller? But no, but it's really interesting because you get to see people from all kinds of life, and you get to see a variety of types of people. The people who are comfortable on camera and really funny, and then you get the people who are just not. So there's like cringe compilations every year of people just finding all the more awkward shit that happens, and you know, makes memes out of that. But it's a really good event, and I feel like everyone should be aware of these events. They're on Twitch.tv. They're 7 days, and you can follow them at AGDQ. It's twitch.com/AGDQ. Real simple. And then you'll be able to see the schedule, all that stuff. They've got crazy runs, glitch exhibitions. They even have what's known as TaskBot, which is a robot that they programmed to essentially play games in the perfect way. Because a task is a tool-assisted speedrun where someone can go frame by frame and perfectly put inputs and do tricks and all that stuff just to show what a more optimized route of the game is. So speedrunners can use that as a way to plan routes and stuff like that. And it's really cool.
That's cool.
Because I don't think people realize that like people that speedrun games, they know where their character is going to walk specifically, right? I mean, like
Yeah, to say the least. They have every route planned out. They like for platformers, the amount of movement tech that goes in, like the Mario games are optimized down to fractions of seconds. And there are people who the moment they miss a jump or like are one frame off of what they want to do, instant reset, start over because there's no chance of PBing. And it's just insane. the amount of work that they put into it. And there's races. Like this year they did a randomizer race, which is basically they took all the different items in chests and just rearranged them all over the place. So you go into this game completely blind. None of them knew where anything was. And it was just them playing through it, trying to get the items they required to beat the game. And they were racing against each other, and they had headphones on so they couldn't hear. They had like noise canceling headphones so they couldn't hear the commentators or anyone. And they had like the screens faced away from each other so they couldn't see what the other person was doing. And they just raced, and it was really funny and really exciting. And
That's
there's a
pretty
lot of
fucking
like,
cool.
really cool shit, and it's all
That
free.
is really cool.
I don't think a lot of people think about, you know, especially with like the video game community. We've talked about this before, you know, with like you know, the professionals and the esports and you know how like that world has changed. I don't think a lot of people realize like how
Well,
much
that's-
variety there really is in there. Like how
And
many
that's one of the big things that that I really like about it is the community is actually really, it's showing how powerful it can be. Like
Mhm.
this simple thing of people playing games. Like a lot of the donations are people just saying, "Whoa, I played that when I was a kid. I don't really play games, so I played that when I was a kid." And watching you just absolutely fucking destroy it just amazed me. I had to
Yeah.
throw $25 down for the charity because that was insane run.
That's
shit
pretty
like
fucking
that.
awesome.
And it's just really cool to see what we can do when we all come together. You know,
I agree.
Yeah.
That was my cool.
that was my feel good story to deflect. So it's your guys'
No,
fault again because
I-
I did charity.
And even though it's a
good job.
video game, I don't think people really realize the amount of time and dedication and skill it takes to go into
hundreds
that.
of hours to get to the levels of some of these people. I mean, some of these people are world record holders in their category or in the game entirely.
Mhm.
To where there's this one guy, ZFG. He does Ocarina of Time runs, which is a N64 Zelda game for people who don't know. And that's one of the most popular games. Like a lot of people to this day state it's their favorite game of all time. So it's a very competitive game. And it's a competitive game on a world scale because there's Japanese speedrunners, there's Swedish speedrunners, there's like people all around the world who try and do this. This guy has held the record for his category for 2 years. That is absolutely batshit insane to have a record
Jeez.
that good that no one could beat it after trying constantly for 2 years. Holy shit. And he did a run. It was
that's pretty
amazing.
fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
So
that was my week essentially because I've spent the entire week while I was working. I had it up on my stream.
Nice.
I would stay up. My sleep schedule's all out of whack. I've done a lot of energy drinks to kind of facilitate my lack of sleep because I'll stay up till like 3 to watch specific runs. Then I'll go to sleep for runs I don't care about. But oh wait, 2 hours after I go to sleep, there's a run I care about. So I set an alarm, wake up so I can watch that. And they have VODs for all of this. I'm just insane. Because they do recordings of the entire thing. So if you guys want to check it out, you can
There's
actually
nothing
find them
like
on
catching
YouTube.
it live.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is I love
okay,
catching it live.
sure. There's nothing like watching it live because you're seeing the interaction. But to you, it might as well be live, even if it's recorded, right?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
so yeah, because you're
yes,
watching the event and everything. But
really,
like
you're
I said,
fucking
I'm
crazy.
insane.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just insane. But
Yeah.
you can watch all of it on YouTube. A lot of people get introduced to it on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, just type in AGDQ 2017, 2018, 2016. It's been going on for 4 or 5 years now. Might be 6 now, actually. The earlier
Damn.
ones were a lot smaller
Mhm.
until it kind of ballooned and blossomed into what it is. The earlier ones are a lot more raunchy because they didn't have as much emphasis on like watchability for all ages. So there's some more cringy stuff, but there's also some more adult humor, which is pretty interesting. But now it's a lot more even keel, clean, no cursing, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that
The sponsorships
people of
and
all
stuff, I would
ages.
imagine.
Exactly. I was about to say most people say, "Oh, it's for the kids." No. It was for the
Advertisers.
sponsors
well,
because
it's for the
listen.
sponsors.
It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I said, no, it's not.
It's not a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, Patrick.
It was a charity, is where I was going.
Yeah, it's a charity.
And so, even though it is a charity, you know, they still have to have these things sponsored because somebody has to pay, you know, for like whatever's happening in the background here. You know, like
Yeah, there's
I
a
get
tech
that it's
crew and all
Twitch,
that.
but
And,
you have the guy that's monitoring everything and the person that's, you know, and then it's all being donated. So I do definitely check it out. It's really cool.
Absolutely. I'd recommend it too. That's awesome.
Yeah, just think of whatever game was your favorite when you were a kid. Type that in AGDQ. I can almost guarantee there was a run of it, and it's insane.
Yep, probably is something that you never even thought fucking possible. So I will say this: a lot of people know very, very little about that. Now, something that I just recently learned that
Okay.
I thought was pretty obscure, actually, up until recently.
I know where this is going.
Cryptocurrencies. Do you guys know what cryptocurrencies are?
Yeah, like
Yep.
Bitcoin
Known
and
about them
stuff.
since 2010, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. So cryptocurrency, the most common, the one everybody knows about, Jordan hit on the head, is Bitcoin, right?
Yep.
But
So
there's a lot more than Bitcoin out there. There's Dogecoin.
Litecoin, Dogecoin.
Litecoin, yeah. There's honestly Wobble, fucking there's a bunch. Like it's
There's a
there's
Japanese collectible, like you get these animated cats for your that's like represented on your coin,
What?
and you can collect the cats, and the cats have different value based on their rarity.
There
So
you go.
like it adds an extra element of value based on what you
On
want
top of the cryptocurrency?
on top of the cryptocurrency.
That's
Yep.
interesting.
So that way you can actually get coin collectors of the Bitcoin.
have-
That's smart. That's pretty-
Yeah.
I have a couple of issues with cryptocurrency. I kind of want to talk about it for
Samesies.
just a second. One of my biggest issues is
if you don't want to listen about cryptocurrency.
yeah, right. No. Don't worry. We're gonna curse a lot and make stupid jokes about it the whole fucking time. It's all right. It's gonna
There's
be
one.
yeah, ding. Oh, if only we could do counters. Well, we're gonna figure out how to do that. So, but live somehow.
Yes, of course.
We'll figure it out.
Mhm. But anyway, it's based on really nothing. It has there's nothing that backs it. Now, before people are like, oh, most currencies are okay, I get it. But that's the currency of a nation, right?
Yeah.
So, the United States at one time we backed it with this, that, or the other gold.
And then we realized we didn't need it because we just had big dicks, and we're like, we back it up, and if you want to fuck with it, then fuck with it. Come at us, bro.
Exactly. No, but seriously, and a lot of nations can do that because now you have like an economic stance, right? Your money has to be worth something.
There's
otherwise
national credit levels to where if
Exactly.
your credit level's a certain amount, your money's worth more, like all kinds of shit.
all kinds of fucking really dumb shit that nobody, honestly, we're not going to look up and you don't want to listen to. And if you do, there's podcasts for that.
Specifically,
yes. We're not going to do that shit. It requires a lot of reading. We all know where I stand on that.
You can't do it.
No, it hurts. So anyway, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, for example, and other currencies are fucking skyrocketing right now. And it's all artificial inflation, right? It's because people are into it all of a sudden.
Yeah. Just getting themselves hype about it.
To be perfectly honest, all right, so just a general quick explanation. This is the quick and dirty. If you want a better explanation, there's YouTube videos that are hours long to explain this very simple thing. Cryptocurrency is essentially a hash file that your computer decodes, and it essentially solves it. And when it's solved, it becomes the coin. If I recall, for Bitcoin, it's like prime numbers, like the root of prime numbers or something crazy like that.
Now,
and as you
math that's so complicated, it uses like massive amounts of electricity and runs a PC at balls to the walls just to mine like a quarter coin.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where when you solve up to that point, like it's worth something. And some people would argue that the quote unquote backing of the currency is the amount you have to spend on the electricity to pay for your machines to mine it, quote unquote. And that's the expense in getting the coin. But it's one of those things where
I can see that kind of.
Okay, but
so that's like the quick and dirty explanation of how Bitcoins are made or found.
Well, yeah, and all coin though. This is now, and each coin has different kinds of math too. So the math is always different on all of these different kinds of coins too. It's not all the same thing. So what's the big thing right now is people trading. So you guys know what Forex is? Do you know what Forex is?
Yes, it's dedicated to just trading coin.
Just trading like any currency, right? Mm-hmm. So now people are trading cryptocurrencies, and I actually have friends that I work with in my normal papu job every day that are making good money. trading online through different fucking markets and shit, right?
It's just like
Yeah.
stock exchange with a virtual
With fucking pretend money, though.
Well,
like
and
monopoly money,
well,
essentially.
here's the thing about it is the reason why it's dangerous. Right now, it's good because everyone's into it, so you can make money off of it.
Fresh in
But it's
everybody's mind.
it's a very good short term investment. The reason why you don't want to do this shit long term is two reasons. One, anytime you invest in any kind of currency of any sort, it's already kind of a losing game because inflation exists. And while Bitcoin is an inflationless system because of how it's designed, you can't have quote unquote inflation with Bitcoin. You can have inflation with the currency that you want to turn Bitcoin into because Bitcoin is not accepted everywhere. You can't go into a shop and be like, I want to buy this with Bitcoin. Give me, 3 hot dogs. Here's math. It's one of those situations where you still have to cash out your Bitcoin, right?
That's
So-
awesome.
Here's
If
math.
the dollar loses value, then your Bitcoin loses value.
That's good.
If whatever you're trying to cash out,
Yeah.
and it's going to affect you. So
Yeah.
you have to make more consistently than the rate of inflation, which is a losing game long term. No
It's a
matter
losing
what.
game in any situation.
Because at some
though.
point, this is going to stabilize, and when it stabilizes, it's going to lose value from then onward, and then everyone's going to start cashing out. And
But
it'll
here's
go
the
down.
thing, and that's why there's all these other types of coin, right? Which is the scary part. Which, as those grow, right, in value, it's going to cause even more inflation. And now, when you're making a few $100s, few $1,000s, it's going to be worth shit. It's not going to be worth doing. But right fucking now,
big. It's big.
is big,
And
you
honestly-
can make some dough.
And this is the reason why number 2, why it's kind of dangerous is Bitcoin is essentially the biggest pump and dump scam of all
It
time.
is. It
'Cause,
really is.
If you guys don't know what a pump and dump is, the easiest example I can think of is, all right, you have penny stocks. This is how they used to do it. Is there's a stock market just for stocks that are like pennies per stock, right?
Yeah.
And so you just post
Well,
on
we've all seen
a
Wall Street, right?
yeah, I mean,
No.
it's a very similar idea for the Wolf of Wall Street. So you say, hey, this stock is about to skyrocket. Everyone keep your eyes out. And then you drop 10 G's on that stock, that penny stock. All of a fucking sudden, it jumps up so many points on there, and everyone's like, holy shit. If I just put $100, it would have been worth 1,000 right now because it jumped up 10 times the value. It went from 7 cents to 17 cents. Holy shit, like something like that.
Yeah, but the reason that it's not the same is because Bitcoin is self-inflating itself right now. Like it's the hype of cryptocurrency is what's driving the fucking value.
And that's the thing is right now the hey guys, this is about to explode. That was
what's
all the
making
news.
it explode.
That's what's making it explode. Is all the news, all the everything, and then after the news came out, human nature took over. People started throwing money at it, and it went up. And they're like, "Wow, they were right." Well, yeah, because you all saw a news article and started throwing money at it. And it did recently crash in December.
It wasn't a
It's
lot,
going.
though.
It crashed by like 25% in one day because a lot of people were cashing out.
Well,
and then
also,
it's been steadily climbing back up, and it's going to do that. And don't get me wrong, you can make money with it. It's just a dangerous game to play.
so instead of playing that game, right? Instead of trading,
why not mine?
we're gonna mine.
Hell yeah.
Right? Now you can actually, Bryce, your computer is actually your graphics card anyway. You could install NiceHash. I mean, unknown program, nobody use it. Which we're about to talk about in a second. That's kind of where I'm going with this is I want to talk about the issues with now cyber threats on this money.
Yes, because it is stored. It's data. So someone could hack your computer and steal it, and all your Bitcoin's gone.
Exactly.
If you store it.
However, right now, Bryce, okay, so first of all, the way the math is solved is not by like the processor of your computer. You can do it that way, but it doesn't think correctly for it. Really, which is funny to say. Really, it's graphics cards that are the fucking
hash
jam,
file, which is kind of like an image for
So now everybody knows fucking Bryce has his new virtual jack-off machine, right?
Fantastic.
So I bet. I fucking bet.
I ran around with a bunch of Ugandan knuckles and just clicked at people. It was wonderful.
That's hilarious. Weird, and we're gonna talk about that later, but it's fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious.
So anyway, you could run a program on Windows right now. It'll choose your graphics card to say, "Oh, okay," and you just click start and go to sleep. Now, understand it's gonna lower the life expectancy of your PC. It's gonna run your graphics card at 100%. It's gonna make your room very hot. However, you could right now make $100 a month just off your home computer.
Yeah.
So, the PB&J podcast is going to build a miner. Nothing gigantically like crazy. We're not going to make millions here, but I think it'll be a really cool experiment and something that we can.
Nothing stored on it locally. Everything we mine is going to be offline. So don't even try fucking hacking it. There's no point. There's nothing.
No, yeah. What we're going to use a market. Now, that's where the fucking danger lies. Now, one of the markets actually that I'm interested in using is called NiceHash. Now, NiceHash, the way it works is it runs on your computer. And it'll say, oh, this kind of coin or this kind of coin or this kind of coin is worth the most at this very moment. And if we use your kind of hardware, this is the coin you're going to draw, right? So you don't even have to fucking know anything to use it. It's pretty amazing. You just click start. Okay.
I like it.
They just got hacked. Now this was in December of 2017.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Right around the crash time. Makes sense.
$60 million in cryptocurrency.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So gone.
And that's the thing
now it was backed though. Somehow it's insured. I don't exactly know how it works. I guess maybe they can.
It would not surprise me in the least bit if they legitimately, if it is backed and they had some sort of insurance on it or something similar, if they hacked it themselves or hired a third party, and they still have that coin floating around, and they just got double payout.
Yeah. So, and here's the other thing: is any Bitcoin
right now,
Bitcoins that they trade in any of the current markets, right, will be confiscated as soon as they hit the market anyway. So that's probably how they're backing it, under the insurance of they can't be used anyway. So now they're just blacked out blocks.
And it's hard to cash out on Bitcoin because banks will legit put a hold on it for like 3 months. Because they're super afraid of money laundering. Because,
well, yeah, there's also something else I want to bring up with it. Also, honestly, but so fucking $60 million though. They just hacked it. I'm like sure
3 bank robberies in a row. Like
that probably took them. I'm sure it took them a long time to hack this.
Yeah, but they didn't have to put on a ski mask. They didn't have to buy an AK. They didn't have to go out and take bullets. They just sat there and like, all right, find weaknesses. There's one. Let's go.
I wonder, and this is a funny thought, were they watching your charity event while they're hacking away?
Maybe. As long as they donated, I'm cool with it.
Exactly. Bryce is a hacker. I'm just kidding. 100% joking. I'm not
fucking out me like that, you son of a bitch.
We really don't know. We see him on
Saturdays. We're cutting all this out.
Yeah. That's funny. Man.
Don't look up a pale horse. There's no hacker.
I thought it was. Aren't you? Isn't it Acid Burn? No, wait.
No, Angelina Jolie. Not me.
Are you Angelina Jolie?
Hashtag Angelina. Actually, when I was a kid, not gonna lie, I trolled.
That was
around.
A Hacker's reference, by the way.
It was. No, I didn't know. And by the way, even though it was the core episode, we did put a Hacker's reference in our image. Hack the Planet.
Yup.
So I actually, when I was a kid, I was a script kiddie. I downloaded programs and I did all kinds of weird shit. Like I did websites. Dude, I fucking I could have gone to jail for some of the shit I did. I never did anything like I never stole anyone's information or did anything that was like like that. But I trolled a lot and I fucked with a lot of.
It's also before most people knew that they should probably protect their IP address and or have virus protection. So,
the websites, so many of them had just like JavaScript injection is like in their comment section and shit all over the place.
It would be bad.
To where all you had to do was write a comment with code and you just put it a specific way and bam, I had full access to the website and I could make edits. I changed the name.
Really?
Oh
my
God.
God.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I would put images up on their website, and I would keep it subtle, just so that way it would stay up longer, and then someone eventually would be like, "Why do you have a dick on page 4 under your policy? Your terms and conditions policy? Like, there's just a dick there. Like, what's wrong
That's
with you?"
amazing.
Like shit like that, because I
Yeah.
was just doing it for fun, and it was like one of those
Which,
things
by
I
the way,
kinda
is
did.
nearly impossible now.
It's a lot harder.
nearly.
It is a lot harder because most people who build a website now, they're using programs that build it for them.
Mhm.
And so it's one of those things where they'll have built-in protections against that. There's still
And they're not saved that way sometimes now. They're like dynamic. So any change you make as soon as you refresh is not there anymore.
Yeah, stuff
like that kind of shit.
But
The other
back in the Gap, I used to be called. I would go by my hacker tag was Pale Horse
that's amazing.
because there was a
I'm
book
so
called-
happy to know that. Your new nickname is Pale Horse.
Oh my God,
The
Uh-huh.
Pale Horse podcast.
the Pale Horse
Yeah.
podcast. Oh my
Pale-
God, I just
listen,
talk about
Horse
hacking
is your
shit.
minion, bro.
Old school
Honestly,
hacking
my
shit.
favorite thing that I used to do is I used to play StarCraft with my buddy Josh down the road from me when I was a kid. And I got his IP address at his house one day while we were there.
Oh
I
my
threw it
God,
in
you
I threw it in a
asshole!
little prog, and anytime I'd start to lose, I'd open his CD-ROM tray,
Yup. Kick him out of the game.
and he'd get fucking booted out of the game. And we didn't have cell phones. I was a kid. He'd fucking call me on my house phone, and he'd be like, "You motherfucker! I know you did that." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about.
How would I even be able to do that?
How did I do it?" No, I tried to show him.
Open your CD tray, and he's like, "How'd you know the CD tray open?" You're like, "I don't know."
I don't know. I tried to show him cool things. He didn't fucking care. So anyway, cryptocurrency is insane.
Hungarian kid. Weird.
Cryptocurrency is insane. I'm kind of into it. I'm not going to invest a bunch of money. The PB&J podcast is about to try to run some experiments with this, hopefully, and we will let you. We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll report results.
And we're going to try to not fund terrorism. Like, that's the other problem with cryptocurrency. That and North Korea is that. Well, sadly enough.
Well, the biggest miner, the biggest country for mining cryptocurrency is China. They have
yeah, but they have gigantic warehouses. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm okay with them. Like, look, I understand. Without being too political, I'm a little more okay with China than I am knowing that cryptocurrency can aid current threats. You know what I mean?
No. I totally agree. And not to get too political, I don't care. It's just one of those things where it's just funny to me and interesting to me the amount of people who are posting up on Facebook about like cryptocurrency, trading. A lot of them are like staunch redneck conservatives who think they found gold. And I'm just sitting here like, you're just you had a post like 2 weeks ago about how much you hate China for some reason, and lo and behold, you're paying them to trade this currency.
Yep.
Because I think like 60%.
Well, they don't know though. They have no fucking idea, man. That's why I said how did I preface this? Something that I didn't think a lot of people knew about, but as it turns out, a lot of people do. It was a gold rush. It still kind of is a gold rush.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it really.
But there's going to be a ghost town pretty soon.
Yep. There will be.
The veins will run out.
They will. And then a lot of people fucking think that somehow this is going to become like the new always currency.
No.
Definitely.
Until there are better ways to regulate it throughout every type of government, there's not going to be. Because with paper money, we have built-in protections with our paper money. One, you have to carry it. It's heavy. So if you try and steal a bunch of it, you got to have a couple guys to carry the bags. With this, you can just hack it and $60 million off a laptop, and you just carry the laptop out, like shit like that. And two,
just fucking fry the laptop. That shit's stored in your fucking encrypted cloud drive.
And then there's the whole like marking money. You can mark money so that way if it was stolen,
you can track it.
You can track it, and when bills go into circulation, things like that. And the problem with Bitcoin is right now we don't have measures like that. Like the hash itself is a method of protection in itself, but it's not enough to where we don't have like a database of every hash that's been found.
Yeah, no.
So
that would be
what Bitcoins were stolen.
So how about this? Hear me out. little
Okay.
conspiracy I'd like to tack on to this before
Oh,
we switch
shit.
to something different.
Okay.
And honestly, there's something different I'd like to talk about. Is I know Jordan got a new toy, so I kind of want to hear how it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so that was a good Jordan, Bryce.
Thank
I think where is all of this math coming from? Listen,
My brain.
I think.
Wait, what
I
do you
think-
mean? Where's all this math coming from?
I
It's-
think that
it's
all
math.
of these, it's math. I
It's
think
math, bro.
the conspiracy is math. No, I think that there is some
Aliens?
massive. Well, we're getting there. I think it's some massive equation, okay, to something very important, right? Maybe to everything. You know, it's probably going to end. You know what the answer is going to be?
42.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
You
So you're saying that this is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy supercomputer, to where they're tricking people by putting the carrot of cash in front of their face to use their
Mhm.
processing power towards a greater goal, which is figuring.
Okay, so hear me
Okay.
out right now. The most powerful PC, most powerful computer period we have in the world right now. I believe China may have taken back. It does kind of bounce around, but can process teraflops of fucking information at a time. That's just so you're aware, a lot of information. So
It's a bunch.
it really is. It's a bunch. No, but really, I mean, you know, teraflops of information by the second. It's insane. But
Yeah.
still, nothing can fucking produce more computing power than what? Almost every fucking person in the world trying to mine Bitcoin right now,
That's true. That's true.
right? So what you do is you create these currencies. You start with Bitcoin as kind of the bait. And then you start to roll out. Oh, this one's getting too difficult for you guys with little computers to do. You know, now these guys that are spending $150,000 on a mining rig, they'll handle these Bitcoin. You guys work on Litecoin. You know what I mean? And then they just keep releasing more and more, which are actually just different parts of the fucking equation, which are going to eventually lead to something. I don't know what it is yet. I think aliens.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. Is it would be awesome if all this processing power was used to decode alien information. Like they have encrypted data files
Mhm.
in their language, and this is all to decode like one letter, and then one, you know, so we can create the Rosetta Stone for their computer language, so that way we can get more things. And
Mhm.
that's how we got graphite. Is Bitcoin blew up, all of a sudden we got or not graphite. What
Graphene.
was it? Graphene.
Graphene. The
All of a
magic
sudden we get
fucking
graphene
metal we talked about.
because we start, you know, I'm just saying the Bitcoin blow up happened right around the same time graphene blew up.
And fucking connected.
Aliens.
Anyway, I think aliens, or I think something else. I don't really know, but if you put it out like that and you realize that everybody is just offering their computing power to do some shit that you're just told is happening.
Yeah, because they've had programs like this in the past, but it was all voluntary. Like NASA's, there was a screensaver you could get that when the screensaver was on, your processor would still run, and it would do computations for looking at space and decoding things with that. And the enrollment in those programs are decent, but all of a sudden you're just like, I want to mine this coin so I can use it to get money. We didn't have China building warehouses for NASA.
No, we didn't. But they have fucking warehouses and warehouses designed because they're on the jump. They're feeling the fucking hot burn right now.
Oh, yeah.
So they're trying to make as much money as they can.
And actually, you know what? I just remembered something semi-unrelated, but I just want to throw it out there. For the PB&J rig, we should look up how to make a PS3 supercomputer, because the United States government actually uses PS3s as supercomputers.
What?
They just
Yeah.
attach a bunch of PS3s together in like one big fucking situation, and they turn it into a supercomputer.
Really?
Sony did that
Because-
too. There's a gigantic supercomputer of PS3s running their entire PlayStation Now service.
Yeah, it's insanely, because it's really powerful technology. Like, consoles are insanely powerful. I don't think people realize. Everyone thinks, oh, PCs are the best, and they are for the player experience, maybe. But as far as computational power for the dollar,
Yeah.
consoles are insane.
So that would be awesome.
The Xbox
Maybe we'll
One
build
X can process 6 teraflops. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't.
I mean, the processor is nice. I don't think it outdoes like a new actual computer processor, but the language that it's speaking is really where the fucking jam's at. So, that would be really cool. Yeah. And that's where Jordan's cousin Jam lives in a processor.
Oh my god.
Dad joke.
That was a jelly pun for those who didn't follow along.
It was a Jun. Anyway, I want to change topics. I'm kind of bored with Bitcoin.
Already?
Yeah, it happens. So, Jordan,
Yes.
you were telling me you got a new toy.
Does it vibrate?
Does it vibrate? And
On multiple
Did you-
settings.
haha, it actually does, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
What is it? Tell the
have
fucking
set
people
it
what you
up.
got. Is it in range for you to hold up in front of the camera?
No, I actually don't get it until Monday.
Oh, you haven't even got to play with it yet? Fuck you.
No, I bought it online. Direct from the
Oh.
company.
Oh,
Yeah,
good job.
Just
What'd you
waiting
buy?
for it to come in. It is a Microsoft Surface Pro 4. And
Now,
I'm super fucking excited.
the
Did
Surface
you get the
tablets are fucking cool. I give full
Yes.
credit to Microsoft for making a cool ass tablet.
They fucking did. Did you get the keyboard?
Of course I did. I'm not a fucking animal.
Whoa,
Yeah, I got the pen too.
What up, bitch?
you spent money.
No,
Listen-
it actually came with the pen, which I didn't
Oh, that's
think
sick.
it
actually
did,
really
but
cool.
with the Surface Pro 4, they're including the pen.
So the Surface
what's-
4 Pro, the Surface Pro is right.
Surface Port Pro.
A Purpose North Low is
That's what I
is-
got. That's
This
what I
is
got.
this is the epitome of comedy, folks. Or
It is.
epitome of comedy, folks. Fuck, you got
Give
me.
me the comedy.
Epitome of comedy.
Gotta be.
Pay us money.
Everybody blue screen at once. Go.
Oh my lord.
We're not releasing this.
Yeah,
Um,
No, this is banned.
this is banned.
This episode
So
almost got us banned. Click to find out more.
right? Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and name the show tonight Blue Screen Band. The
All right.
Surface Pro. I can't fucking say it.
Surface
can't I
Pro
say it?
4.
Is essentially a
Surface
full-blown
Pro
piece.
4. You said service, Jordan. Now you can't
I don't
say
even
it.
fuck it. I'm done.
You know what? Change topics. We're not talking about the Surface Pro. No, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm fucking done with it. I want to know.
It's a cool ass tablet. That's all you need.
It's badass. What do you guys think about
PC in a
TV
tablet.
show reboots?
TV show reboots?
Mm-hmm.
I think both of us just answered with our ums, which is
Honestly, like any of the TV shows that I've seen have not been rebooted, really. I mean, except I guess Fuller House is a reboot.
Okay.
Full
How
House.
did you feel about Fuller House? I can't believe you watched that, but
It's a good show, dude. Like it's. How do I explain? Like
I
so you
watched a little
know-
bit of it. I didn't really super like it.
So you know how Full House, OG Full House, was like, over the top cheesy.
yeah.
Mhm.
It,
That
it was
was kind
literally
of
just a
that
series
was the
of
charm.
catchphrases
Yeah.
set to a laugh track, and that's it.
Yes.
Well, they
it really
did
was.
that and updated it to match like today's slang and how we talk and how we live our lives with the phones and tablets and shit. But it's the same amount of cheese, and I fucking love it.
What about visual reboots?
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up, which is Fuller House really a reboot? Because isn't a reboot the whole idea is it's like the restart?
No, it's a
of
sequel then, right?
Yeah, it would be like a sequel to it, or
Yes
or
and
something
no. I
like that.
mean, it's the same exact premise. As
yeah, but it's
Full
the
House
same
pretty
characters
much with-
older.
Yeah, just kind of roles reversed.
Yeah,
Kinda.
so it's
So it's not a reboot then.
because when I think reboot, I
In a
think
way.
of like Being Human. It was an old BBC show, very dark comedy. It was legit about a werewolf, a vampire, and a ghost being roommates in a flat.
Yep.
And
I
then
actually
they
I've
rebooted it
watched
for
some of the UK version. It was pretty good, but I like the US version better.
Well, and the US version came out I'll admit I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
But
it's
I've
good.
heard it's good. And it's one of those things where that's a reboot because it's the same premise. Granted, Americanized now because America. But it's one of those situations where it's the same show, down to the characters being the same people and everything, same age group. It's just started over with modern ideals. So a lot
That's
of
a
reboots.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so a lot of
Mhm.
reboots nowadays, like you were saying, are more visual reboots
Mhm.
where it's just putting that like modern flair on the same show.
Yep.
Which
Or
I
the
don't
same
mind.
premise. So
Yeah.
you can reboot a whole idea. See, what made me think about this, okay,
Okay.
is you guys all know I'm a Trekkie nerd, right?
Yes.
I got my Constitution up there, and honestly, I really like Star Trek. Now, any new Star Trek, I'm okay with though. I don't care if it's fucking reboot. People are like, "Oh, the JJ verse," because JJ Abrams did the new movies.
Yeah, and it's an entirely new timeline as a
like
plot
the
point.
JJ verse. As a plot point, it's supposed to be different. Fuck all of you.
Yeah.
So
I wish people
like
understood that.
they don't though.
It's right in the
Now,
first movie. That's why there were two Spocks. Like, get on with it, guys.
however, when a reboot happens and they refuse to call it a reboot, that's when it kind of frustrates me a little bit. So, Star Trek Discovery, right? It's a CBS show. It's a little weird because they went you can only fucking watch the show if you have their paid app. Hashtag not
they put
paying
up
for things.
Wow,
They put
really?
up a paywall, which is really dumb because
That
no
is
one
dumb.
cares about. There's nothing on the CBS app that I care about. Like even Star Trek Discovery, I was interested. I don't care enough to pay for it,
Yeah, no. I didn't pay for it, not one time.
and I haven't watched. I haven't
That's
watched
what
it.
Cody and Pirate Bay is for.
Exactly.
That's what friends with logins are for, Jordan.
Exactly, Jordan.
That's
So
what I meant. Cody, that's my friend.
It's your buddy.
your buddy Cody.
And then my friend Pirate Bay, he's a cool dude.
No. Cody
he's
lives
a-
in Pirate Bay.
He's a
does.
pirate,
It's a whole neighborhood. in
but he's
Philly.
like Salt Bay for pirates. It's his nickname. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Anyway.
absolutely right. You're spot on.
So Star Trek Discovery. So Star Trek has a thing called the Prime Universe. The Prime Universe is where all of Star Trek that we know happened. Right.
So like old school Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Old school Star Trek, Deep Space
Prime
Nine,
Direct.
all the movies, every movie you've ever seen,
Make it
that's
so.
the Prime Universe. Right?
I'm
Endgame.
Patrick Stewart. God damn it.
He's my hero. We're both bald and named Patrick. Just saying.
Okay.
That might be why I like Star Trek so much.
Could be.
It might be. Maybe there's like a psychological thing there. We should get that looked at.
You're
I wonder if he ever
Uh,
got called Patrick John the Leprechaun.
I don't know. I'm curious if he ever went to school with no clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Let's-
have to ask him.
Let's tweet him and ask.
Let's get
Okay.
him on the show. Guest appearance Patrick Stewart next to
That would be fucking amazing.
We're gonna interview him just to ask him that one.
It's
question.
just gonna be me doing a really bad Patrick Stewart accent.
And he'd be like, I don't know why I agreed to be on here. I hate you. Everyone who does this is terrible.
What are those whiskey? Is it a whiskey commercial he does now?
No. Well, he does the cider, the golden apple.
Oh, the cider. And he's trying to be like the actor in the thing, and they keep zooming in on the cider or whatever. It's pretty
He's
funny.
just like, what? I'm Patrick Stewart. I should take top billing.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's great. I love
It's
that.
really good. So anyway, back to Star Trek Discovery. They and then there's the Kelvin timeline, which is the JJ verse, as people put it.
Yes.
Right? So when the show was coming out, they said, "Oh, is this going to be a reboot?" And everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be another reboot." CBS says, "No, this show takes place in canon Prime Universe." Fucking show launches, and Klingons now look completely different again, with absolutely no explanation. All of the ships look completely different with no explanation. Colors, uniforms, I mean, whole ideals of the show, technologies that didn't exist in this timeline. This show fucking takes place before the original series
That's what they're claiming.
or during the same time frame of the original series. Like the Constitution class starship, the USS Enterprise is out there flying around right now during this timeline.
Okay, so I have some problems with that because if the Klingons look completely different, you've already fucked up. Like if it was a prequel, I'm cool with that, but then you had the new technologies that didn't exist in the original show, so you fucked up there.
Mhm.
So either way, like the only way they could have put this to where it would make sense is if it's the Prime universe, maybe after the timeline split, to where the universe kept going this way after the timeline events that created the Kelvinverse,
Kelvinverse, yeah.
make it to where it's their thing, and like the Klingons evolved to look this way, and these technologies were developed. Then they wouldn't have plot holes. But if they're saying it took place at the same fucking time as motherfucking Captain Kirk,
Yes. And so stuff looks now. I like the show.
yeah,
The story is really good. It's nerdy, just nerdy enough to really like it. But really, honestly, the actors are really, really good too. And the way the show is done and put together, the way they assemble the episodes, it's a good show, right?
Mhm.
But don't fucking tell me this happened in the same time frame, or this is the same thing, or this is the same universe, when obviously you're in a starship that looks nothing like it should at all.
It was opposite day when they said that.
I guess. I fucking guess. Now,
And
so
the day.
I do not like visual reboots. It bothers me.
Like when they change shit up like that, like the uniform and stuff.
Well, because
Yeah.
a reboot, all it really is one big fucking plot hole when
Mhm.
they do stuff like that. Because when you change the colors of the uniform, for instance, for the show, it's just a cosmetic change. Oh, this will look better. But in the universe of the show, those colors meant something.
Yeah.
Red shirts were grunts, gold shirts were captains, and blue shirts were, cool dudes.
I guess if they don't
Like-
address it correctly, that would make an issue.
Yeah,
No, that happens in everything, though. That would be like them doing that to Star Wars, or doing that to Indiana Jones, or doing that, God forbid, to Back to the Future. Like a visual reboot of Back to the Future, would it be good?
I don't think so.
I think it would bother me. Now,
that I really would hate if
a
it ever got
full-blown reboot.
I don't think they could do a Back to the Future visual, because I think that they'll try and science it up a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll muddle the already muddled science, and
Yep.
I will have an aneurysm.
Your fucking head will just fall off.
Because one of
That'd
the first rants that these guys ever heard me do was about the fucking Back to the Future universe, where I went on this whole fucking long thing about how Doc secretly was doing a suicide pact with Marty that Marty didn't sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I'm just gonna say 2 seconds of it. I'm not gonna go on the whole thing. I'm already like stopped.
We could do Back to the Future next week. That'd be cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was on an episode.
We'll go in depth on it next week then, but
Yeah.
just like a small tidbit of it, because I go into the whole universe of it. Doc has never successfully created anything in his life, and now he's having a car race towards him and Morty. Oh my god, Marty.
Morty,
Listen, Morty.
you gotta turn into a car, Morty.
You got to turn into a car. Go past 70. Some real shit's gonna happen, Morty. But no. So the car's racing at them. Marty starts to get out of the way like a smart person would, and Doc just grabs him. He's like, no, wait right there. So if this fucked up like absolutely every single one of Doc's inventions did,
They'd be dead.
they would be.
Yep.
Yeah.
And basically,
Yeah.
this was his. If I don't succeed now, I don't want to
done.
live anymore, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my friend with me because I love him and I can't like.
I'm gonna take this 16 and or 17. I'm not really sure, around that approximate age.
27.
Yeah, right.
Still in high school for some reason.
Somehow in high school, because 80s. Yeah, so I guess they couldn't visually reboot that. I mean, I guess, but you understand what I mean, though. Like between that and a full blown reboot or a plot reboot or whatever. But so then this is the funniest thing ever, right? So I'm reading all these comments. I'm like, I like the show. I give it a pass because I like it, but I still don't like it. It bothers me every fucking time I watch it. It really irks me. So I'm reading these comments and these videos because I love watching troll videos and fucking people and then reading the comments. It's so great. And most people are like, oh, well, you got to remember that this was made in the 60s originally, and now it's 2018 or 2017 and yada, yada. And I'm like, don't fucking tell me that because it's now the future, that we can't make things look like not the future because Stranger Things. Fuck you.
Jordan doesn't know, but yes, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. Like
So
you
You
can
lost
make.
me.
They could have retroed the fuck out of the show and just gave it like the modern flair, but still
Yeah.
kept everything in the same vein. Because if you're going to claim
nice
it's in the same time
visuals,
frame,
nice CG, better looking, like stitched up stuff. I get that. That'd have been fine,
I just
So-
wanted better looking Furbies, the little Furgles or whatever.
Oh, dude, you're talking about
Teletubbies.
The little
Right.
fuzzballs, the infamous fuzzballs that would latch on you, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm dying," but really they're just hugging.
It's called a
Quibbles,
tribble?
Tribble,
Tribble?
Tribbles.
Where is my tribble?
You can find it later. That'll be for the after hours special little thing for the live viewers.
I was gonna show everybody my tribble.
Patrick, why are you unzipping your pants? Patrick, please stop.
Because I thought that's where my tribble was.
I'm really uncomfortable. That's a lot of hair. I
You
hope
guys
that's the
don't-
dribble.
It's not. The tribble's not in here.
Okay. Well, that was an image I didn't need in my life.
Alright.
Now I know why
So,
there's no hair on your head.
Anyway,
So-
fuck visual reboots. That's where I'm at.
enough.
So
I can
Bryce,
definitely understand that your hate for that. I'd be pissed if it was something that I loved, and they blatantly lied about it and fucked it up. Not really fucked it up, but
I mean, they did kind of, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not salty about it.
yeah,
They
right.
added plot holes that were completely unnecessary by putting it in the timeline they did. They could have just put it in a different place in the same universe, so that way they can still claim it's part of the Prime universe without making everyone mad. They chose to do this, and because it was a choice that they made, fuck 'em.
It's now the composite universe.
It's now the composite universe.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Like prime numbers, composite number. Never mind.
I just made my Enterprise do a slow flyby through the camera.
Saw that. Liked it.
Right.
Going places man has never gone before.
What? Don't try. Anyway, thank you for entertaining me. I appreciate it, guys.
We do
I
do
think
this. We do this show for you.
You did, and I appreciate it much. It really, I think it ended up good. And guys, I don't know if you realize this, but we just essentially pumped you guys out. I'm talking to you, the listeners. An hour-long show with no break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Not supposed to be here.
So fucking Jordan.
Not even supposed to be here today.
We didn't even let him take a break.
You bitch.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say that we nailed it.
Oh yeah, of
next
course we
week-
nailed it.
Next week we'll go back to our normal format. We kind of tried to keep things short, but we're incapable of doing so.
We are.
And because it was my favorite when he did it, I will remind Bryce to do his tear apart of Back to the Future.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think that was on a show when he did
I don't think
with
it
us.
was.
No, that was before we had a show.
Yeah, I
that
think
was
on
that was
PlayStation,
no.
actually.
It was in the smoking area of Company Redacted.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
um,
it was. You're right.
We were all
Yeah,
just
it
out
was.
there, and I was just I don't know. I just had that bug in me. I didn't even see Back to the Future recently. I must have read an article or something. and someone
Well, no,
mentioned
I
it.
had watched it,
You
probably
watched
around
it
that
and you brought
time,
it up,
and
That's
I was
what it
talking about it because I fucking love Back to the Future. I really
Me
do.
too.
It's a
Me
great
too.
movie. It's a lot of fun, but the science behind it and like the implications of those universes are just mind-boggling. And
So,
it just, I had an aneurysm
Jordan-
in the back.
plug all of the holes, please.
All the
Alright,
plot
bend
holes
over.
and
I mean, oh, you're not. Never mind. Facebook PB
You're
the letter
sick, not
NJ podcast. Twitter at PBNJ podcast. Of course, as always, feel free to reach out to us with anything, especially
Yeah.
if you have an ad idea, shout out, something like that.
something
PB
weird you saw
the letter
online you want us to talk
Yeah.
about.
At Gmail. Yep, just like Bryce said. Anything. It's free ad space.
Yeah.
So just reach out to us.
Definitely fucking hit us up. Oh, website.
Oh yes.
We have
that
a website
is-
now.
We
Oh,
got a
shit.
website. We got a website.
And we
forget
got all
what
our
it is. Do you
episodes
remember what it
uploaded
is?
on it, so we're doing
It's
that.
PB&J podcast
Oh yeah.
Podbean.com.
Podbean.com. Sorry.
And that's PB the letter NJ podcast.
The letter NJ podcast .podbean.com.
Like beans, like coffee beans.
Yeah. Or
So,
red beans, put them in your rice. Yum. Nom nom nom.
Yum yum. On that, gentlemen.
Nom nom.
Whoa, no,
I
nailed
don't know.
it.
Failed it. Failed it.
We fucking nailed it, bro.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Recording done. I've already found a fucking virus.
That's not good.
An image of a virus that is literally your Windows has been banned, but it's all full of typos and shit because it was made. So it's a blue screen of death, but it just says your Windows without the W. So it's Windows has been banned. This PC has been banned for terms of use violations to protect the Windows service and its members. Microsoft does not provide details about specific PC bans. We detected unusual activity. You got to call a technician and we'll fix it, kind of deal.
That's
so
cute.
that's gonna.
I'm gonna stop this broadcast. Anybody who watched the video, deuces.
Deuces. Thanks for tuning in.
Deuces.